That's the new t-shirt, Fajita Ita.
What's up, my dudes? It's Demi, and tonight we're at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, and we're gonna be dining at the Maya Grill. Now, I've done a full detailed tour of Disney's Coronado Springs, and I will link that video for you here and put it in the description box below. But I have not dined at Maya Grill. I've also dined at Three Bridges and Rick's Sports Bar, and I will link those two videos for you as well. But Maya Grill is one of those restaurants that has a reputation of being not so great to sometimes like, oh, what a hidden gem, to then sometimes being, it's just mid. So I want to find out myself, what's the deal with Maya Grill? I'm curious to find out tonight, and I hope you are excited to find out as well. So let's get into it. Let's finally check out Maya Grill at Coronado Springs, and let's go get into some hijinks. So Maya Grill is located at the very end of the original Coronado Springs building, where you'll find the quick service and Rick's. Literally right next door is Rick's and the quick service. Maya Grill serves Mexican cuisine and is dedicated to the Mayans. They even have a live musician tonight. Look at all the flashing lights, the artwork on the walls. Tequila. All right, we were just sat at our table. I hope the music isn't too loud. I just don't really like where they sat us. This table is very odd. Like, it's just this table. It sticks out more than like the table behind us and in front of us. And I just feel like I'm like in the middle of the walkway. But it is very pretty in here. There is a lot of mood lighting, so we're gonna do our best to show the food as best as possible. And I have a little bit of a plant there, but then you can see that beautiful painting on the wall. So on the menu at the top, they have a little story. Our tale begins. Many years ago, a group of villagers embarked on a journey from a region outside of Palenque, Mexico, in search of a new beautiful place to call home. The Mayan people of the village eventually arrived at Lago Dorado, a beautiful location renowned for its stunning sunrises and sunsets. Proud of their heritage, the villagers constructed 4 temples to pay homage to their cultures and beliefs. Over time, visitors have been welcomed to each temple to experience a glimpse of the Mayan legacy. The Sun and Moon temples were erected to honor the deities responsible for bountiful harvest and peaceful living. First, let's take a look at some of the cocktails. Here is the menu. They have obviously margaritas. You can do a margarita flight, you can do a tequila flight. They have some spirit-free drinks. They have specific tequilas. They also have some wine, sparkling, white and red, and some Mexican sangria and some beer. Let's take a look at the menu. Starting off with appetizers, you can do chips and salsa. You can also add queso or guacamole. They have the queso chorizo fundido, roasted poblano chowder, house guacamole, ají tuna tostada, beef birria machete, chicken tinga flautas. They have some salads. You can do a Caesar salad and you can do a taco salad. Maya Grill is famous for their fajitas. You can do a vegetarian, a chicken, or a steak. They also serve quesadillas. For main courses, you can do a mole braised beef short rib for a vegetarian, and they can make it a vegan option. You have the huarache. They also have Baja fish tacos. I always want to say Baja blast fish tacos, chicken enchiladas, asabuco, and the catch of the day. Maya also has this family style option where it says, indulge your palate with tender strips of steak topped with chipotle butter, seared chicken, grilled shrimp topped with chimichurri sauce, served with sauteed peppers, onions, Mexican rice, refried beans, cilantro, and lime. For 2 people, it's 80. For 4 people, it's 140. Or you can do the 22-ounce New York strip for 2 for $80. Let's take a look at the dessert menu. We have fried churros and ice cream, the Mexican choco flan, the cuatro leches. So instead of 3 milks, it's 4 milks. Homemade sweet corn cake soaked with 4 different milks. Ooh. And finally, the Cafe Ola, which is a cup of Mexican coffee that is expertly blended with abuelita chocolate and complemented by subtle hints of orange and cinnamon. So when we first sat down, we were so hungry. We put an order right away for chips and salsa. They only have a mild salsa that they serve this with, and we asked, do you have anything spicier? So they're bringing out a mango spicier salsa, and hopefully that'll be better for us spice eaters. All right, let's give this a try. The chip is really nice and crunchy. good flavor, but I'm not like getting anything from that salsa. That is very, very plain. My dining companion feels the same way, almost more like a sauce than a salsa. It's a very plain, there's just no flavor. All right, we're gonna try again when she brings out the mango salsa. Here is my cocktail. I went for the Mexican sangria. I love sangria. It's a unique blend of red wine, tequila, orange liqueur, agave nectar, and fruit juices. It looks pretty good. I only see some lemon on top. Is that an apple or is that a lemon with it? I think they're both lemons. Let's give this a try. My bad, that is an orange. The lighting is so bizarre in here. I literally was like, why is that a lemon to me? It's an orange. Oh, that's good. So I like my sangria where it kind of literally tastes like mostly of the fruit, and that's what I'm getting here. It's not that dry of an alcohol, of a wine, I should say. So it's really more of a fruity. I'm really getting that orangey flavor the most, and just that I think I'm getting the agave a lot. Hold on. Yeah, it's the agave. Really good. As someone who loves sangria but doesn't really love red wine, this is the kind of sangria that I like. If you saw my Three Bridges review, make sure to go check that out, by the way. I got their sangria flight. That definitely feels more like maybe more of a polished sangria flight, if that makes sense, or more it's like maybe the wine was better quality. I don't really know what makes the difference. All I know is those tasted a lot more like wine versus this tastes more like fruity, and I like this version more. And it's not like sweet sugar like Kool-Aid fruity. It's a nice blend because you still are getting the little bit of the dryness and a little bit of the taste of the red wine, but it's not overwhelming, and you also get all the lovely fruit in there. Is always the best option when it comes to, you know, getting a cocktail at this kind of a place, because it's hard to mess up a sangria. Even a bad sangria can probably be pretty good. Our other appetizers have arrived. First up, this is the beef birria. It's slowly braised beef barbacoa stuffed in heirloom yellow corn machete filled with, I apologize if I pronounced this wrong, oaxaca and chihuahua cheese, topped with onions and cilantro, served with a side of birria broth. And this is the queso chorizo fundido, served with flour tortillas alongside melted chihuahua and oaxaca cheese, chorizo, pico de gallo, and cilantro. And this is burning hot cast iron. And she just brought the other salsa, so I would definitely want to try that next, but I want to try this while this is burning hot. It looks amazing. All this cheese. Oh my gosh, look at this. I literally can't. Here we go. Okay. That's good. I mean, listen, it's hot melted cheese. You really can't go wrong with hot melted cheese. There's a little bit of a kick to it, which is nice, and you're getting that from the meat. I wish there was a little more meat just because there's so much cheese. Like, you guys, you don't understand. Like, I keep digging and digging to find the bottom of this cast iron, and it's so hard. There's so much cheese. So this is a really good portion. Honestly, I'm gonna do that real quick because I am a fan of hot, yummy cheese. I got it. Look at that. And then just use that. That's so good. I needed to like get the cheese on its own. Like, obviously the cheese has great natural flavor, but you are getting that little kick and flavor from the meat just within just like the juices of the sauce, which goes so well, and it's so juicy and hot and chewy in like a good way. That is delicious. Highly recommend that as an appetizer. You can't really go wrong there. Okay, here is the inside of the beef birria. I used my hands. I did because I want to be able to do a nice dunk into the sauce. Actually, let me do that side. Yeah. That corn flour tortilla, it's so good. It's kind of a lot though, and because it's so thick, I'm really not getting much of the meat flavor. I kind of want to try like half of it. Okay, I will say, having gone from the cheese dish to this, the meat was so wonderfully seasoned there that this, not that this was bad at all, but like it's just not nearly as seasoned as that. But it's still like very juicy, but really you're mostly just getting the taste of the corn flour part. It's just a lot of that, even with doing just half. Yeah, even just the meat on its own, really not much coming out of there, but just it's very juicy, very tender, so like it's like cooked well. I just wish it had a little bit more to it. If the point is that it's just a vehicle for this, that's great, then yes, but I feel like it should be also tasted within what we're eating, right? So I don't hate it, but it's not like my favorite. I don't think I would get it again if I came back, but I'm still like enjoy it because it's here. I just wish it was just a little bit better. That's kind of how I feel. Oh wait, we have to still do this salsa. It's like, is it a habanero, she said? Yeah, right? Well, to me, that's spicy.
But it didn't have a good taste.
It's just, yeah, we both agreed. It's like, it's just, there's not really any flavor into this. It's just like hot. Yeah. And as like a spice lover, I'm always looking for like spicy stuff that also is like flavorful. So I think if I would ever if I'm coming here and am I gonna get the chips again, I think get the side of like maybe queso is gonna probably be best. We didn't get to try their guac this time, so I don't know how that would be, but you know, a lot of Mexican restaurants you'd go to in life, you'll get the chips on the table. Here, it's Disney. You got to pay for that. Order at the specialty. But I would probably try to go for the queso because the salsas are just kind of really not where it's at. But I'm gonna keep eating this cheese. I love this. If you know my channel, you know like I don't really eat much after I show you to you on the on the review because I have to have a lot of room to be able to try all the food. But this is so good, I have to keep eating it. That should tell you everything. Our entrees have arrived. First up, here are the famous chicken fajitas. This is $32. It's sauteed peppers and onions, Mexican rice, and then on the side we have refried beans, we have shredded jack cheddar cheese, cotija cheese, Mexican rice, and sour cream, and it's sizzling away over there. It smells really good. And I wanted to show a vegetarian option. This is the huarache, and again, this can be made as a vegan option by removing the cheese and the sour cream. It says, a delightful vegetarian dish featuring an heirloom yellow corn huarache topped with black beans, sauteed seasonal vegetables, salsa verde, crumbled queso fresco, finished with a dollop of sour cream, and you can add on, for a few extra dollars, the vegan chorizo, which I did because that sounded very interesting. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to eat this, and I think we're just gonna have to go with our hands. I cut a piece. This is the vegetarian one. Okay, I was so curious about this vegan chorizo because I've never had chorizo vegan before. The texture actually isn't bad. Like it kind of has a more, it's very similar texture, but a little bit like softer, almost like a more crumbled chorizo taste. But there's really no like kick to it like a chorizo is supposed to have. It's so barely there. The rest of the dish is pretty good. You're definitely getting that corn flavor the most, which is nice. I just wish, again, there was like something else. I don't know if maybe like a little bit of hot sauce flavor. I don't think that's right. I wouldn't put hot sauce on this. I mean, maybe I would, but I don't know. It's just not, everything is cooked right. Let me try one more time. I'm tasting the cheese. It's just pretty bland. Like, I think that's really what it is. Like, it doesn't like taste bad, but it's just not really any flavor there. I'm just waiting for like, I keep trying to like find the flavor. I keep like going back and I'm just like, am I missing it? Like, what's happening there? So I don't know. And again, like everything like feels like it's cooked correctly and tastes cooked correctly and the tortilla is great, but it's just really not much flavor there. And I expect flavor in this type of, with this type of cuisine. Like it's kind of it's one of my favorite cuisines for a reason because you get a lot of flavor, but this one is not really it. But I'm curious if you're, especially if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, if you've tried this, what did you think of it? If you can leave me a comment below, I'd really appreciate that. And I think other vegans and vegetarians watching this would appreciate that. And again, if you're not a vegan or vegetarian either, you are more than welcome to try this because again, it's, there's a lot of great vegan and vegetarian food that we've tried on this channel, and that's why I'm always like trying a little bit each, whatever we can do, because sometimes people are so afraid because it just says vegetarian or vegan on it to try something. And even though maybe this wasn't the best, option for that, like, sometimes we always find like a hit. So it's always something to think about when we're doing these dining reviews. All right, fajita time. I kind of want to just taste the chicken on its own first before we actually make a whole fajita. Okay. I have to tell you, my expectations were really low after that dish. And chicken is always like something that like is sometimes really boring, especially to review. This was very good. This is first of all, it's hot. It's very juicy, and there's actual seasoning on here. Let's like
fill up a fajita. Like let's do it right. Let's get a little bit of everything, like chicken here, throw some cheese, some sour cream, a little bit of the pico, and onion, peppers. You know, I'm never usually one to order a fajita. And I don't know why, really, because, like, there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, like, as somebody who eats a lot of tacos, it's, like, just a kind of slightly different version, right? It's the same kind of toppings, tortilla, right? So it's pretty good. But, like, I loved the chicken on its own. Now that's with everything else, like, it's kind of making me lose the really good flavor. It's definitely picking up more of, like, the pepper and the onion. And that's kind of where, like, I'm not the biggest hot pepper. Not like hot as in spicy, as in like cooked peppers and onions. I've just never been that kind of a person, so this could be a me thing. But I do think it does overwhelm the actual meat a lot. Because actually it's very tasty, the peppers and onions. But then I really just don't taste the chicken anymore. It's like kind of just like, I can feel the texture of it, but it really overpowers it. Which is a shame because the chicken is good. So I think if I were to eat this again, or like even the next few bites I take, and honestly, I feel like also the tortilla is like so much. Like I really just enjoyed eating the chicken. Let's see this corn. Yeah, I like everything like separate because you can really taste it. Corn is really good. It's really crunchy. Yeah, it's really good. And the chicken is so good. Like it doesn't like need all the extra zhuzh of the, you know, the sour cream and the cheese and like this is, and it's funny too, because like when I do tacos, like the taco meat's good, but you still get the, I don't know. I think it really just like depends. I don't know. I know this is like kind of a very weird review, and this is not as decisive maybe I normally sound in my reviews, but it's only because I enjoyed the chicken to then like now be concerned of like what happened from the first bite I took here to get to like the like meh feeling after I ate it as a whole fajita. So if anything, it's a compliment that I just want to eat the chicken. It's really juicy, it's really seasoned wonderful. Let's try the rice. Rice is very dry, very, very dry. I'm sad because I love rice. Maybe because I didn't add the refried beans on there, like, I don't know, it just feels like a bean. I think I'm just personally not a fajita person. I think my dining companion is a fajita person and she's really enjoying it, if that helps. I think it's a me thing. And this is what I'm always talking about in my reviews. Like people will like tell me that, you know, I'm too harsh on something. If I'm giving something any type of like negativity, and it's only because I'm honest about it, it's if something is not cooked properly, like it's too tough or too raw or overcooked, whatever it is, or too salty or under salted or not seasoned enough, I'm gonna tell you that. If it's something that I know is cooked correctly, but maybe is not for me, then I tell you that. I tell you like this is cooked right, this is right, maybe it's not for you, and you try it. So I always do that. I always tell you what the deal is. And the deal is everything is cooked right here, maybe just not the rice is a little dry. And I like everything on its own, but altogether it's not for me. So if you have been to Maya Grill, or if you maybe are a fajita person, let me know, would you try this? Have you tried this? I would really love to know your thoughts on fajitas in general, but specifically the Maya Grill fajita, because this is what kind of like they're known for, and this is a very expensive fajita, $32, right? So, like, what do you normally pay for a fajita?
22 for a chicken.
22,
Yeah.
So this is like a $10 markup.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Like, as I said, like, she actually eats fajitas. So, yeah, like, for $32, this is something to consider. Like, yeah, this is a bigger price difference. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Again, everything on its own, really tasty. Maybe it's a me thing. What did you like it?
Yeah, the chicken was very good.
Do you eat it all together or you eat it all separately?
Well, what I do is I'll put some chicken on my fork and then put some onions and peppers, so kind of.
Okay.
But I just don't
without
do
the tortilla.
It's apart on me, becomes so messy.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not a good fajita eater.
Hashtag fajita eater. That's the new T-shirt. Fajita eater. Well, there you go. I don't know how much longer we can keep talking about fajitas, but okay. Now I feel a little better about knowing what's going on here, at least for the food part situation of Maya Grill. I'm gonna keep thinking it over as I finish this really nice glass of sangria. So I was going to get a dessert, but then I saw what everything was costing, and I can't believe for two dishes and 3 appetizers, which one being chips and salsa, is $111. So, and that's before tip, and with a pass holder discount. So I'm just like surprised for a moderate resort restaurant for like, I think it's like that chicken fajita being $32 is so wild to me. So I hope you're okay that I skipped dessert. And again, if you find these videos helpful, make sure to, become Patreon to support in these dining reviews. But that's the bill for all of us for that amount of money. And now I'm really thinking about the value and what we ate today.
Well, my dudes, that was my grill here at Disney's Coronado Springs. So let me tell you how I feel. Like, nothing here was like bad. Things were not perfect. Some things were fantastic, like that cheese. Some things were really good, like the chicken and the fajita. I just feel like it wasn't so amazing that I can be like, yeah, you need to go to Maya Grill, especially for the price, especially the price of that fajita, right? And altogether that bill. I'm just thinking about like when I just did Trattoria al Forno and I got an appetizer, a pizza, 2 entrees and a dessert and a cocktail, and it was only like a little bit more than that. And I'm just like, chips being $8, I mean, that definitely was like a mistake, but it was just like, I just kind of wanted to see what the deal is, because I know a lot of people always order the chips because they don't give it to you. So I needed to see for myself. I'm glad. I just think that's like something maybe you could skip next time. I think this is a place that, like, if you're staying at Coronado Springs, it's here for you and it's a pretty decent option. You just have to know what to get, kind of know your expectations, and you'll be happy. This is definitely not like a destination restaurant. If you are going to the parks, you don't need to make a special trip to come here. I feel this way about when I did boat rides over at Port Orleans Riverside. I'll link that for you here. I thought that place always also gets like a lot of, bad reps. But like when you go and you try and you kind of like try to find what the feel of the restaurant is, it's one of those like, it's made for the resort restaurants. And that's funny because that's also another moderate. So I feel like maybe the moderates have this like theme going on where it's like the deluxes have these restaurants where, people go to. And now that there's Gran Destino in the back that I love, you have Toledo and you have Dahlia Lounge, which I've dined to. I've actually just never made videos on, and I love that. And that is my favorite place in all of Disney, is that tower. But this was prior to the tower. These are just those restaurants that are here for you when you need it, and just you don't have to go out of your way to get it. I think that's where we're at with this. That's how I kind of feel about Maya Grill. So let me know in the comments, have you been to Maya Grill? What was your experience like? Would you go to Maya Grill? Would you go here if you were just staying here? Would you go here if you weren't staying here? Please let me know all of it in the comments below. I'd love to hear you. It not only helps me, it also helps others who are planning their trips. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. Follow me on Instagram at Magical Hijinx. Check out the Patreon. Become a patron and get exclusive bonus content, bonus lives, help with your planning, a free dining guide to Walt Disney World by Disney for Foodies, and so much more. And you'll be helping me to continue bringing you great content like these dining reviews to this channel. And until next time, my dudes, I hope you guys get into some hijinks very, very soon. Bye-bye.